The first time I saw the video, I genuinely thought it was a prank. My phone exploded with messages, coworkers, friends, even my manager. The link kept repeating. Same caption everywhere. "Is this you?" I clicked and watched myself destroy my own life. In the video, I was sitting in my office chair. Same gray wall behind me, same bookshelf, even the small crack on the wall near my desk. My voice was calm, confident, and I said words I had never spoken. I manipulated the financial reports for the last 2 quarters. My stomach dropped. The video continued. I thought no one would notice. But if you're seeing this, it means they already did. I felt the blood leave my face, because the voice was exactly mine. I work in corporate auditing, which means accusations like this. They don't just destroy your job, they destroy your reputation permanently. Within 10 minutes, my manager called. He didn't say hello. He said, "Please tell me that video isn't real." I tried to speak, but I couldn't even form a sentence, because I hadn't just seen it once. I had already watched it 6 times, trying to find the glitch, trying to find the lie. But every time, it looked more real. The lighting was perfect. My facial expressions matched my voice, even the nervous pause I sometimes do when speaking on camera. Everything was correct. Too correct. 30 minutes later, I was sitting in a conference room with HR. They played the video on a large monitor. Watching yourself confess to a crime in front of 3 silent executives is a feeling I wouldn't wish on anyone. The HR director folded her hands. "Did you record this voluntarily?" "No." "Then how did someone get this footage?" "I didn't record it." She paused, then said something I will never forget. "The metadata says it came from your computer." The room went silent. I felt something inside my chest tighten. "That's impossible." The IT manager turned the screen. File path, timestamp, device ID, everything pointed to my workstation, my exact machine, created at 2:14 a.m. 3 nights ago. But that night, I wasn't even awake. I checked my phone history, sleep tracker. I had been asleep at home, or at least, I thought I had been. They suspended me immediately. Not fired yet, but close. I was escorted out of the building like someone dangerous. People stared, whispering. By the time I reached the parking lot, the video had already reached LinkedIn. Thousands of views. My name, my face, my confession, my entire career collapsing in real time. That night I watched the video again, but this time I noticed something strange. At the very end of the clip, for less than half a second, the screen flickered. A reflection appeared on my glasses. Something bright, like a monitor, but the angle didn't match my desk. I paused, replayed, paused again. The reflection showed lines of code, scrolling, fast. The next morning, I called someone I hadn't spoken to in years. My college roommate, Marcus. He now worked in machine learning security. When I sent him the video, he went silent for almost a full minute. Then he said something that made my stomach drop. "This isn't just a deepfake." "What do you mean?" He replayed a section, zoomed into my face. The model used here trained on hundreds of hours of your speech. I frowned. That's impossible. Is it? He paused. Your company records every internal meeting, right? Suddenly, I felt cold. Our company had a productivity AI, an internal system. It transcribed meetings, analyzed communication, generated reports. Everyone loved it. It saved time, organized discussions, summarized decisions. But what Marcus said next made my hands shake. If someone accessed that dataset, they could train a perfect model of you. Voice, facial movement, speech patterns, everything. But why would someone do that? I asked. Marcus didn't answer immediately. Instead, he asked a question. Who benefits if you're fired? And instantly, one name appeared in my head. Ethan. Ethan had joined the company 6 months ago. Same department, same role. And recently, there had been talk of a promotion. Only one spot, director level. Either me or him. He was smart, ambitious, but something about him always felt calculated, like he was always running 10 moves ahead. I started digging, and what I found terrified me. 3 months ago, Ethan had requested access to the internal AI system. Not unusual. Many analysts used it. But his access logs showed something strange. Late-night activity, mass data exports, hundreds of meeting recordings, including mine. I called Marcus again. Can someone use those recordings to generate a full video? Yes. How fast? With the right GPU cluster? He paused. Overnight. I felt rage building in my chest. So I did something reckless. I emailed Ethan. Just one line. We need to talk. He replied immediately. Sure. Coffee? When I saw him the next day, he looked relaxed. Too relaxed. I showed him the video on my phone. He watched it quietly, then leaned back in his chair. That's rough. You know it's fake. Do I? I stared at him. You accessed the AI system. So did you. You downloaded hundreds of files. Research. You trained a model on me. He smiled slightly. You don't have proof of that. My hands clenched. Why? He stirred his coffee slowly, then said something that made the room feel colder. Because it worked. I felt my pulse hammering. You ruined my career. No. He shook his head calmly. You ruined it. You confessed. I stood up. You're insane. But Ethan just smiled again. You still don't understand. He leaned forward, lowered his voice. That video wasn't the plan. What? It was insurance. My stomach twisted. What are you talking about? Then he said the sentence that changed everything. You were never supposed to see the real one. I felt the room spin. What real one? Ethan pulled out his phone, opened a video, and slid it across the table. The screen showed my office. Same chair, same background. But this time, I looked different. Sweating, panicked, and saying something far worse. I moved the funds. My voice, my face, everything real. I thought the audit would catch it later. I watched in horror, because this time I remembered recording it 2 weeks earlier at 2 a.m. after discovering something illegal inside the company accounts. Money moving through shell companies, executive signatures, millions. I had recorded a private confession, just in case something happened to me, evidence, protection. But somehow, Ethan had found it. He smiled. "You were trying to expose them." My throat tightened. "You gave the evidence to the wrong system. The internal eye assistant, the one that automatically uploaded recordings, the one Ethan had access to." "So you made a fake version," I whispered, "to bury the real one." "Exactly." He leaned back. "Now the internet thinks you're a fraud. No one will believe the real confession. And the executives?" He shrugged. "They're safe." I felt something break inside me. "You destroyed everything." He shook his head. "No." Then he looked directly into my eyes. "You destroyed it the moment you trusted the system." 2 days later, I was officially fired. The company statement said, "Employee misconduct confirmed through self-recorded admission." The fake video had already spread everywhere. News blogs, forums, social media. My reputation was gone. But here's the part no one knows. 3 weeks later, Marcus called me again. His voice sounded shaken. "You need to see something." He had been analyzing the Deepfake model, trying to find its training data. But the dataset contained something unexpected. Another voice model, another face. Not mine. Ethan's. Marcus whispered something that still keeps me awake at night. "The AI didn't just clone you, it cloned him too." And someone had already started generating videos of Ethan confessing to something much worse. The first one appeared online yesterday, and this time, the metadata doesn't point to me, it points to a server that doesn't exist.